you will have this default uh, screenplay. You will have this default setting. I'm going to walk you through. These are text. This is a text, sorry, and you can modify it to type in whatever you want by simple double clicking on it, and then you type in what you want to type. So that again is just a very simple illustration there. But for me, I'm going to delete this text. This delete icon here can be used to delete this text. So for me, I'll delete that text. Then you see the plus icon here. This plus icon is to add anything you want, be it a sticker, be it you want to add the current date where you are doing your animation. For instance, when you are doing your design, if I click on current date, you see it gives us the date of today. This is the date of today. All right, so I'm just going to quickly delete that. But still on the plus icon, you can add a shape. This is a shape, and this shape can be further changed by going to this panel right here and clicking on this spot. So you can change it to a square, you can change it to a sphere, you can change it to a triangle, you can change it to a love sign, you can change it to, these are just basic shapes which are available in this program called Pixelab that can be very useful in your design work. So apart from that, this same column, if you scroll down and up, you realize that you can do a lot of things here. You can go to, for instance, say your gradient, and change your object to a gradient fill. Look at that. That's a gradient fill of any kind of gradient you want. Or you can come to the plus sign and you change it, you customize it by clicking this button, and then you click on this drop this paint bucket, and then you change the color to whatever you want, and then take OK, and you see the color has changed, and look at the color right here. Or you can still come here, click on whatever direction you want to change. For instance, I want to change this blue section. Now I'm going to click that on this you see it highlighted here with a golden color, and then you click on this paint bucket, and if you want to change this color based on your a color on your scene, you want to pick a color from your scene, you can come here, click this button. This is your scene. For instance, I'm going to select this color right now, and I take OK. All right, then I finally take OK here. Look at the color has changed based on the same color that I picked. So that's how you can use that to correct it. And when you click OK, look at this, it is already structured. All right, so you can still come on the plus button. There are a lot of things you can do here. You see these icons here, you can change it to a linear fill, you can change it to a radial fill. Look at this, you can change it to, you see now I think this is it is centralized. For instance, if you click on this red color and change this color, let me just give it a yellow color. Look at this, this is how it works. You see we have a yellow color. Let me change this color and give it a white color, something like white. All right, so this is what we have. And so if we go back, by if we click OK to go back to the scene, this is the kind of shape we have just created. And so not just that, still on this palette, you can take flat colors by just clicking on color. These are solid colors. All these colors don't have any gradient on them. For instance, if you take white, it's just a plain white. If you take this color orange, it's just a plain orange. You take this one, it's just a plain color. Take this one, it's just a plain color. So you can even come here and add a plain color. So any color you choose, for instance, let me put it this way. Okay. For instance, look at this is just a plain color. All right. So once you are, if you want to continue, these are strokes. You can add the strokes. Look at the strokes that makes up this color. These are the strokes, and you can come down here to change the color of the strokes. For instance, let me give it a yellow fill. Look at, so these are just the way in which when you continue to use this, exploit this panel, you will see how to change some of these effects. At the same time, the strokes can still be made up of a gradient color. For instance, look at this, or look at this, look at this. Let me increase the stroke so you can really see clearly what we are doing. Look at, is now having a fill color. This is it. This is a fill color. This is a fill color. This is a fill color. and you know what it is. So ladies and gentlemen, we have really exploited these colors. And if you don't want your shape rounded, you can take this kind of square cornered shapes where it is supposed to be round or curved. It is just square. This is where you correct them. This is where you make that change. And then you have a blurry radio. If you want the radio to blur, to fade out, you can increase this. Look at it gradually fades. So all this is in the shape panel, and these are the changes you can make on the shape panel. All right, having said that, I'm just going to click OK. When you click OK, you have confirmed this shape, and this is what you have. This is what you have. Now we'll be dealing with manipulating these shapes by using other means. For instance, if I want to take away this color here, you see there is a menu down here that gives you the ability to screw to options. For instance, if you are working with text, this A here stands for the text you're working with. You can use this text panel by clicking this A. In the case where you have a text here, for instance, let me just add a text. You're going to see how options have appeared. So until you have selected something that can be adjusted, the options will not appear. It doesn't work on the shape tool, but it works on the color. This is this A here. It doesn't provide option to work on the shape. It provides option to work only on the text. Now, on this text, we can add bold. If we add bold, for instance, um, there are a couple of options. But if we can add bold, this is bold with a big B. Click bold. Look at the text is bold. You click OK. You confirm that. You want to change color. You click on color. You change the color to anything. Let me just give it this color. Look at that. It keeps changing, and you can also have a gradient color. So all is the same thing. I've once explained this already. You can work on this to have different types of colors that you want, and then you click OK by confirming. That's confirmation. If you want to add some padding to your text, you can click on this icon, and this is left padding. Look at, you are pushing the text to the left, or you bring it back, or you take the right padding, or you bring it back. So you click OK. If you look at the text, it has just been structured the way we position it. Look at now another section called textures. These are where you can bring in a texture and get your text to resemble the texture which is behind. For instance, let me just add an image. You know what the texture is, right? This is an image. I'm going to select any image from here, and let's put it behind that text. Let me select this house, for instance. Okay, you see this? I'm going to crop it down to whatever I want it to look like through the text, and then I'm just going to click on OK. Look at the texture has already taken over the text, and you can find the texture within the text. This is how we make textures on text. Look at, wow, looking very nice. You see the color change already. So this is the texture panel. That's what you can do with this texture panel. This opacity. Now let us apply opacity to this object and see what it does. Applying opacity, look at it.